Hello, boys. Hello, girls. Or should I say hello, ladies? And hello, non-binary folks. And welcome back to the judgiest place on the internet. My name is Josh.
My name is Rick.
And my name is Christian.
And we are the
Judgies.
Joined by two guests, which means I had to write a poem. And
There's a poem.
I kind of lifted it. I did a yoink and twist.
Okay.
A classic. A Robert Frost classic. So here we go.
Are you trying to make people in love with you? Fancy.
It hasn't worked yet. All the guests say they hate me more after they come on, so. Two pods emerged with eternal words, and sorry we cannot tangent enough. And be this crossover long and absurd, and never ending, you just misheard. Welcome, Ciara and Jeri, two queens of pod stuff. On tour or at home, 4 years rush past. Merch, hot takes, marriage, birthdays many. For this codependent family by chance. For us judgies, a fated crossing of paths. For our listeners, laughs aplenty. Between us five, friends or foes, there was no guarantee. Mayhaps a dire outcome under different events. Two pods emerged with eternal words. And we joined forces between you two and us three. And that has made all the difference. Welcome, ladies and tangents.
Incredible.
I feel slightly uncomfortable because Ciara's pants are off, and I
That's what the poetry does, baby.
Okay.
Don't even worry about that.
a man said words to me.
So yeah.
That's all it takes.
It really is.
Long awaited. I guess Erica's been on your show twice.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get you guys on our show forever,
That is
Yeah.
true. That's
but
true.
we are some busy
probably not
bitches. So
Listen, well, we're also bad at communication.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's so much
Probably.
busy or just like bad at
Our job, which we're accidentally in.
relationships.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember I texted you guys the one time and I was like, hey, can you guys come on the pod? And you just didn't text me back. And then like
It
a
was all a
month
farce.
later,
Didn't
you're
like
like,
me
hey,
at
you want to
all.
be on for another Mother's Day episode? And I was like, oh, cool. So they're not ignoring me. They don't hate me.
No, we're just really mad at that.
We were
Yeah.
mad at you at that moment. They were mad at you.
Oh,
They texted me. They said we have beef with Erica.
Okay, can I tell you?
I
This
will
is important to
yeah.
know. As of now, as I'm looking at my phone, I have 93 missed calls and or voicemails.
Whoa.
For real.
Three-
She could show you.
My ADHD queen.
And 96 missed text messages.
Say the emails.
49,000.
We don't need to hit.
Oh my God.
you're stressing me
a lot.
out. I'm starting to sweat.
Whenever people look at like
It
the red
stresses
dots,
me out when I see that.
my brain registers it as 0.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, this.
There's nothing there.
Listen,
Nothing
I'm
there.
about to delete the Etsy app because they keep sending me notifications.
Can't clear fast
I
enough.
cannot handle the little red dot. I can't.
Yeah.
I've got so many dots.
So does my mother. It drives me insane.
I feel like your home screen has to be like what people use to make like memes, where it's like just thousands and thousands of missed messages.
For real. It's
Truly.
scary when I look at it. I'm like, how do you function? But I can't say shit because mine is like 13,000 missed emails for
No.
real. Like,
That looks
mine is
that looks
very
tame
close.
in comparison.
It's bad. It's bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I have friends like who I've been friends with for like 10 years will message me and I don't respond to them and they just know like
Oops.
okay, well,
I'm
there
gonna.
she-
Hey,
there she goes again.
you got to do like a knock knock. Just check it out. I did this to you the
Yeah.
other day because it was something that happened that was like a actual serious sad situation, and I sent her a message and I saw that you looked at it, and then I was like, hey, once again, just checking it because I do know that you read that, but you haven't replied, and I
Well,
need to know that you're okay.
I do think I'm one of the only people in the world who still has read receipts on and it's because
oh, I definitely
You
do.
and both.
horrible at reading messages and I want people to know that if it says delivered and not read, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So try again.
Yeah.
Try again. There's a lot to get through.
It's like a magic 8-ball.
It's like one of those things where you can read it and then immediately something else happens with children or life. And then you're like, I'm going to put my phone down for a second and get back to that. And then it's gone. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that thing anymore.
That's fair.
I feel like you guys
So I'm so
don't
sorry.
relate to this. I relate extremely closely to what they're saying right now.
Oh, I know, because you
do?
never
Yeah.
respond to my text messages.
Oh, I am so bad at responding to stuff, and I shut down. If I saw your emails, I'd go, oh, that's too many to deal with, and then I would just ignore it forever, and it becomes background noise.
Yeah.
It registers as 0 then. When it
Yeah.
gets to a point where it's too much, you're like, that's 0 now.
Yep,
Literally
that's the new 0. It's
He complained about Joshua earlier tonight and said,
What?
He's like, I texted Josh 2 different questions in one text message and he only replied to one.
Oh,
And I was thinking like, okay, first of all, I think that's an all men thing, but then also you do the exact same thing.
I would never. It was just about the laptop stuff.
Hey, I will say though, for real, if we would have been in our right minds, did you see the question?
Yeah.
I saw him look at his phone and I was like, you clocked it now that it was 2 different questions. Yeah, if we would have been in our right minds, you guys are probably one of our favorite
Oh.
people that we know in the podcast world. That's
I-
why I invited you.
What do the kids do
Thank you.
nowadays? Is
Literally
it this one?
remember-
How do you do the...
I remember where I
Yeah.
was whenever I listened to your episode that like the first one where you referenced us.
Same, but also especially because then it was like very quickly we had the Facebook like ladies and fangins group, and that was getting popular, and we had a question that was like, how did you find us, the podcast?
Okay.
And the amount of people that were like from the Judgies, I was
Wow.
like, no shit, like there for real, there was a lot of
Hell yeah.
crossover there.
Hell yeah.
Let's say that was episode
pretty
57 of our show, Tangents and Ladies and Tangents. What's the name of the episode?
Well, the first time I listened to it, I go, did they hate us?
Yeah. Oh, honestly, we were worried. I
We
was
were
like, I
fake
feel like-
beefing just because
I know.
Well, I got it. After I listened to more, I was like, oh, that's the
That's
shtick.
like a fun.
Got it.
everybody was sending us their like Spotify like year reviews, and it's like every single one's like number 1 podcast, Ladies and Tangents. Like, you guys are my top 5, and we're number 2 on every one. It's like, these motherfuckers.
Bitch.
I'm glad we're on your top 5, but maybe block out the first name. Photoshop it a little bit for us.
Well, today on the show, the reason why Christian and I are wearing ridiculous costumes
yes.
is because we are Ladies and Tangents and Lady and Tan Gents. So we're gentlemen.
I've
that's
spent
the
8
bit.
hours in the sun today to try to get the tan going.
Yeah, you can tell.
Can you? That was comedic timing, guys. I'm a natural.
For audio listeners only, they're wearing tuxedo t-shirts,
Yep.
fake top hats, and Christian has a monocle. And it
Never actually
flew
seen
out.
a monocle in like
Josh
real
has a
present time.
Josh has a bionicle.
I love those
regular
as a
glasses.
kid. I love those so much as a
Love
kid.
that.
I fear the top hat's giving Pilgrim and not.
It's so Pilgrim, dude. I was streaming earlier over at twitch.tv/JudgiesPod, and my webcam cut off like right here, and it looked like I was just wearing an Abraham Lincoln hat. And I was like, guys, I promise it stops right off frame, and I'm not a weirdo wearing a hat. I'm a weirdo wearing a hat, but not that weird of a hat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of me did think you were dressing up for Thanksgiving for us, and I was like, what a holiday!
It's giving Thanksgiving. The background right here is giving a little Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The bow tie takes it away because I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think whenever they were, doing horrific acts,
genocide.
They took the bow ties off.
Probably
Yeah.
true.
But we don't just dress up and be silly goofy on this podcast. We also podcast on this podcast. Yeah, and what that entails is us going online and finding silly little stories. And I have, in my opinion, 5, maybe 6 wonderful stories for our guests here.
Okay.
Normally I go for vile, disgusting, hedonistic ones. I tried to have a nice balance.
And listen, I've got a nice crocheted carrot to chuck at his head the moment it gets too out of hand.
But because of the order that we're doing stuff here, I'm going to start off with a listener submitted sound
Oh,
early on in the episode. So their name is Valerie. You can say it.
Valerie, hello.
Hey, y'all. I made this out of spite because Christian and Josh were dogging on Jacob too hard. I made a proper version with a little bit of my own stank in there of maybe I should piss myself in his honor and for everyone's enjoyment. The background music copyright safe because it's my own MIDI. I make music and release it under the band Gain Stage 4 on Spotify. Really hope this gets played on an episode. #Justice for Jacob. So the original sound was somebody just saying, Maybe I should piss myself.
I remember because
To the tune of AWOL Nation.
Yeah.
because we said he was doing like bedroom whisper screams.
Like Joshua just did.
And so now this is Valerie's rendition.
Maybe.
Give it a second. Let's not be impatient.
Valerie, please, you're embarrassing.
Valerie, come on.
We have guests on this one. Don't do this to us, Valerie.
Oh my God.
Valerie.
Here's Valerie. Okay.
Oh, she's got pipes on her.
Maybe I should piss myself.
Is that you?
Maybe I should piss myself. Don't put me in the doghouse, please, baby.
I love that.
Wonderful.
Incredible.
Wow.
And so that was my plea to please, ladies, don't put me in the doghouse tonight. I promise the stories are good.
If there's a way for you to send that to me so I can make that my alarm clock, I would love that.
Can I make that my ringback tone?
I am gonna do
Ring back though, not your ringtone, your ring back tone.
I wanted to sing that to people.
Well, Jeri needs it. We saw how many missed calls and texts she has. She
Yeah.
needs the ringback tone.
Truly.
It's just because I want you to hear my ring back.
Really important to me.
Okay. Are you guys ready to be judgy?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I wore my disrespectful shirt today. Unreleased merch.
Well, go ahead and be disrespectful because we are starting off with a true listener submitted story. But we can't use their name. So can we get a female name?
Valerie.
Perfect.
Great.
This
Quick.
is from Valerie.
Not the same Valerie.
Hi, Judgies
Hello.
and ladies and tangents.
Hello.
My name is Valerie, and I have been listening to your show for the last year. I found you guys after Erica featured on the Ladies and Tangents podcast.
Yay.
And I've been obsessed ever since. You guys get me through long drives, long work days, and through the hours I spent packing up our home last year. It would make my year to hear you guys read my story on the podcast. Thanks for all the puns and laughs. This one comes from my college days at a university that I won't name, but let's just say it's in a state that's famous for spring break. At the time...
Florida?
Gotta be Florida.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It's not Michigan.
Florida.
At the time, hazing was getting out of hand, and the university was cracking down on it. I had just joined a Christian campus organization my freshman year, and had begun to hear rumors of an activity called blanding.
Okay. I was huge into blanding in college.
I couldn't bland enough.
I had a whole bladed crew.
Every time I heard someone mention it, the details changed. People made references to getting the goats and blood and shovels and waiting for the full moon. For months, the younger kids all speculated on what blanding could be. And then finally, on March 14th, 2015,
Pi Day.
as we were celebrating Pi Day, because 3.14, at our old friend's house, they got a text. Pi Day was the perfect time. Blanding would be happening that night. We piled into our friend's white minivan in the middle of the night and started driving. After about 30 minutes of driving out of the city limits, with all the freshmen shouting nervous guesses of where we were headed, we pulled up to a nature preserve parking lot. The night was dark, and we were joining several other vans of students parked out front. But when we got out, we saw the front gate was padlocked.
No.
What?
Well, that's the beginning of blanding. Don't you know that?
That's always step one of blanding.
Oh,
Step one, padlock door.
Step bland. Quite simple.
whoa. If we're breaking in there at night, I'm taking my keys back and driving straight home. Our friend that was a complete nerd that owned the van said. The older kids just laughed and huddled together, whispering. All the initiates were called into a circle, and our friend, let's call him Jake, began to lead us in an oath. We all raised our right hands. Repeat after me, he said. I, Jake, solemnly swear that I will tell no one what I did tonight.
Except for the internet.
And everybody else.
I've already given the oath. I don't need to do it again.
Okay. They all repeated.
I'm a bland connoisseur.
Blandy's online.
Laughter rippled through the group at the lame joke. If anyone asks me what blanding is, I swear I will tell them only lies. Once we'd all made our oaths, we were split into groups of 2 initiates and a leader. Being young and naive and very, very sheltered, I started to panic. I was too young to commit goat murder. Is there an age?
Yeah, what age can you start?
I would say at
the
least
right age?
12.
I feel like it's probably you probably got to start early if you're gonna do goat murder. Otherwise, it probably kind of fucks you up.
Yeah, I did my first at like 8, I
Trying to
think.
You got to do it young while you can still compartmentalize things. You
Yeah.
know.
What's
Well,
like
you
the,
first have to learn the goat call, and then so that you trick them into coming. You go, "Bah!" and they're like, "Sure, I'm over here." And
I'm not gonna get killed over there.
and then you bleed them to death.
Boo.
Bleat?
Yeah.
Hey, I like
It's the
that
noise
one.
a goat makes.
I know, Josh.
Hey,
I
you
don't know
really,
if the top hat's throwing you off, but I'm smart enough to know that.
you're really getting my goat right now.
Oh my God. Shut up.
Anywho.
Whoop-de-woo.
Whoop-de-woo, this, that, and the third. My partner and I looked back at our leader as he pulled something out from behind his back and handed it to us.
Oh God.
A pie?
Pie day.
knife.
Makes sense.
So, what was blanding? Well, that particular nature preserve was on a little used highway and had no streetlights, so it was pitch black. A few lookouts would stand by the edge of the road, and once they were sure there were no headlights, they would shout for us to go. We all ran our pies out into the middle of the road and sprinted back to the grass. For the next hour, we watched as headlights appeared in the distance and cheered as the cars splattered our pies.
That's freaking epic.
Why? I thought they were just going to eat pies with goats, which I thought was also cool. But like,
I thought it was a bunch of college
something.
kids getting cream pies.
It's pie.
I lost my virginity.
Isn't this the lamest initiation you've ever heard?
This sounds like some Sunday school shit. So
Like, why is the university cracking down on this?
I never went to college, so this all sounds great to me.
But I did go to Sunday school, and I did know a kid who like freaking snorted frosting off a cupcake.
Oh
So
yeah, I
this
knew
feels-
that kid.
This feels on par.
I think I met that kid at the wedding, guys.
I snorted frosting with that kid my junior year.
I blanded frosting.
When the lookouts called that the coast was clear, we ran into the highway, hit the deck, and licked the gooey mess off the asphalt.
ew.
Absolutely not.
No.
What?
That's probably great for your immune system.
I've been married for almost 10 years, and I've never licked a gooey mess. And I swear to God,
I never will.
I never will.
Okay.
What's the best pie you think to do this with? It's got to be something
butter?
acidic, right?
You think it's
To like kill the germs.
lemon meringue?
Yeah, give me a key lime.
I don't think that it would be acidic enough
Oh,
to kill the germs.
you haven't had my key lime.
I don't like key
I
lime,
think-
so
It's basically just acid. It's my acid pie.
I think probably a chocolate pie with a thick helping of.
I don't
Cool
like where
Whip.
you're going with this at all.
Because I feel like I would taste less dirt. I would be able to like.
Well, that's why I said peanut butter.
And
I
your
feel
breath-
like peanut butter
yeah.
is such a strong flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like I always use a scoop of peanut butter if I'm making a real sick like fucking veggie smoothie,
Yeah.
which is like I don't want to fucking eat this
Oh.
shit. You know what I mean? Because then you're not gonna you taste just the peanut butter.
That's
yeah,
true.
you're right. You're right.
If I'm eating gravel, then with it, I want to.
You want that crunch?
Crunchy peanut butter. You're right.
ice cream cake.
Exactly.
The rule was that your pie had to be hit head on by a car. It couldn't just be splattered. And only after we ran back to our leader and correctly guessed the flavor could we stop. We ran back and
What?
forth, licking gritty pavement and throwing out random combinations of fruits. And don't think these were just apple pies. We had flavors like mango and egg custard and coconut, very 3 distinctive flavors.
Ah,
I feel like it wouldn't be
Egg
that hard to come
What's
out and be like, that was a coconut.
What's
I'm
egg
not-
custard
see, I'm
pie?
running towards the car.
I wouldn't be.
That's it. Get me the fuck out of here.
Since 2015, I have been a bad initiate and told so many people about blanding in spite of my oath. Thanks for reading. That's the
In spite
story.
of my own.
Now the whole world knows about
Gotta
blanding.
target on them now for the rest of their lives.
Lives you fucking told.
Dead to me.
And you know it's just like the nerdiest people that are gonna come hunt you down. It'd be like Steve
Okay, I was
from
gonna say, is
accounting.
it weird that like a little bit of this sounds fun to me. I'm like, that
I'm
sounds
on
like a
board
good
with
thing.
you. It sounds a little fun.
Like a little bit of me was like, how many drinks have I had? I think I'm gonna have a good time.
I think if I was 13 years younger, I think I would do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would do
100%.
it today if somebody asked me kindly. I don't know.
Kindly. You gotta say a couple nice words to me and I'm in.
Hey, read me that poem again, and I'll be 2 hours.
These boys just went on a trip to Nashville last weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last time you went to Nashville, you were dared a silly amount of money, like $1.
I was bet 2 beers.
Okay.
Yeah.
To lick the table
Yeah.
of the
liquid.
mystery liquids
Yeah. It was just like
in a Nashville bar.
Yeah. It was outside.
Even worse.
Was this pre or post COVID?
This would be
Pre.
pre. Although I think I maybe started it.
He was
I
patient
was
zero.
so sick the next day.
I don't know about that.
While you were in Nashville this time, did you lick any tables or questionable surfaces?
No, before I went, my girlfriend explicitly said, "You can do anything you want, but please do not lick a table." And I said, "Well,
Fuck whoever you want. Do not lick any table.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Draw the line.
And unfortunately, I'm a man of my word, and I didn't lick a table. I tried to. Christian and Luis had to hold me back a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody
It was
came
crazy.
up, if somebody had come up and said, "I'll give you a beer if you lick that table," I would really think about it, and I would have to tell Aurora. I would have to come
What
clean.
does that sound like?
In this economy,
I was gonna say, literally. That's if you literally 2 beers in, and I'm like, "What do you? Let's
Yeah.
have a good time. I'll do whatever you say."
Oh, let's negotiate a little bit. Beer and a shot.
Beer and a shot.
so we talked about my pipes a second ago.
Yes.
I tried out for the like elite choir in our high school. And what they did, if you made it, is they would go and drive around and they would like kidnap you from your house.
You
And
had
that's
Fun,
how,
super fun for kids to be a
that's
part of.
how they let you know that you were in. And I
you have
sat
to
in
get
the front
blanded.
of my house. I was that fucking confident, okay?
just
I
like,
sat in the front room of my house, dressed to the fucking nines, waiting to be kidnapped.
Sitting with the lamp on,
And
just
no one
cared.
showed.
every car that drives by is like, oh, did they get my address wrong?
They had to have.
You
They
text
had-
the choir director, like, "Not sure if you need this for the napping."
I've never told her. I'm so sad just sitting in the front room. Like, why isn't anyone going to kidnap me? Ready. Did you hear my voice? I'm so kidnappable.
Poor little baby Jerry. I'd kidnap you. I would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why we're here. That is why we're here. We know that you are kidnappers.
I mean, look at these two.
What? We look like totally innocent people.
Like
You guys
gents.
couldn't look more incriminating.
I'm not gonna You know what? I would have to. I was gonna say I'm not gonna kidnap you. I'm just gonna tie you to a railroad track. But I guess step 1 is kidnapping.
Kidnapping.
Yeah.
This next story is a Reddit story, but it was sent in from. Oh no! It's a listener submitted story that they also posted on Reddit.
Ooh.
They didn't say if we can say their name or not. So give me a.
Why do I feel like they're famous because they were on Reddit?
And their story has like 8,000 upvotes. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can get another female name.
Give another female name,
Yeah.
Molly.
Molly.
Druggy.
This is my own story, which I also posted on Reddit. I love you guys so much. However, my boyfriend can't stand your crazy tangents.
This is fucked up.
Hey, we don't support men who don't love the tangents. That's
Absolutely
a red flag.
not.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I listened to you guys at work.
Josh, I fear we had the same strategy looking for stories tonight.
You just
Random.
went into our Gmail and type in tangents.
Oh, in my brain, it was Erica's bonus episode. So I was like, there's no way she did this.
That's all right. That's all right. I clicked on the first one and I went, that's weird. It's already started. There's no way we read this one, right? First story you read was that one. So I had to pivot already. It's all right.
I listen to you guys at work. Makes my work day better. Congratulations on the baby. This is from 2022. So
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, he's not a baby anymore.
Is this an announcement? How exciting!
No, I am drinking. This is alcohol here.
It's an NA truly, actually.
It's not. Do they make those?
Probably. I don't know.
I think that's just called juice.
This does have 9,000 upvotes and 600 comments. Here we go. Today I fucked up. by not listening to my boyfriend about condoms.
He swears they hurt. I can't use them, babe.
Too big. I don't know.
It would be better if they didn't make the condom so small.
Oh, my big dick.
I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, have been dating for less than a year. I met him around the time I was deconstructing from my religion, but at the time was still
Love that for
pretty
you.
serious in saving sex for marriage. One night, I decided that this was the man that I loved and that I was ready to sleep with him. I proposed the idea of sexual relations to him, and as the true gentleman he was, he rejected me.
That kind of hurts, though, right?
He stated that, yeah, it's like a double-edged sword where it's like, I hate how good of a guy you are.
Yeah, you son of a
It was
bitch.
like when my husband broke up with me that one time.
It's just like that. It's just like
No,
that.
it was like 13 years ago. He was like, I'm not fully over my ex, and it's not fair to you for me to think about her when I'm
While we're
dating you. And I was like, God damn, I respect you so much right now.
God, I respect you so fucking much.
Just lie to me.
Stupid son of a bitch.
It's like so respectable. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, tangents are totally allowed.
Good. That's in the name, baby.
He stated that I really wanted to wait until marriage and that he didn't want me to make a rushed decision that I'd regret. I told him this would not be that and that I was ready for this move in our relationship. He told me to sit on it, not the sexual innuendo.
Oh, lame.
I was like, okay.
I was like, word? Okay. Say less.
That quickly to just turn around like, but babe, your morals, well, okay, sit on it then. He told me I still felt this was in the future. I'll say sleep on it. And if I still felt this was in the future, we can talk about it. A week goes by and I propose the idea of penetration yet again.
That's a cool way to talk about it, actually. It's a cool way to phrase it.
Wait,
Let's think about
babe, what
penetration.
about penetration? Have you thought about
Hey,
it?
I remember we tabled this, but I would like to put
Penetration back on the menu.
I'm feeling really penetrable today. I don't know.
Babe, I've been pondering fornication for a while again today.
I just need to know your thoughts.
My hole is so open, so gaping. So what am I gonna do?
Oh,
It's like one of those Valentine hearts, but it just says penetration with a question mark.
Yes or no?
oh man.
Oh, passing a note. Just, do you want to penetrate me? Circle yes or no. Love that. Love that.
Balls in your court or mine.
He says the same thing and I protest. He asked me why, and I said, quote, I know you're the man I love, the one I want to marry. You don't force my boundaries and you respect me as a person. I want to sleep with you because I love you and I want to share this experience with you. Waiting for years until a wedding day is trivial and meaningless to me at this point.
Good. Yes,
quote.
that's the correct answer.
And also, I'm fucking
Amen.
horny. So what of it?
That too.
Amen.
I almost said a vile sentence, and I'm glad.
Go ahead and say it, Josh. I've got the carrot ready to go.
Shut the fuck up, Josh. Shut the
No,
fuck up.
I really can't. I feel so embarrassed. There's people here that don't know me very well, and I don't want to make a bad.
Josh, we've
Let
heard
me
it
tell you,
worse.
I've been wanting to. I have not spent the time with you that I spent with Eric and Christian at Ciara's wedding, and now I feel
we're
like we
ready
need to
for
catch
it.
up.
Yeah.
So be vile.
Be vile.
It's
We'll cut it.
it was
Editors
lost.
got you.
It was lost in the moment. Now
You're so lame.
Whisper in
All
my
right, start
ear.
the sentence over. Pretend
no, this is a good gauge. I'll whisper it into Christian's ear.
we're
I
on
can't
our
hear
end.
you.
They
Sorry.
disappeared into a line.
My pussy is so wet. It feels like when you sneeze and then you take your hands away from your nose and there's like the yeah. I didn't even fully cook it. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
It wasn't fully cooked. And
You know
it's
when you
gross.
sneeze sometimes and you do this and you're like, where did all that come from? That was her pussy. That's how horny she was.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Never,
I'm
hey,
sorry I've never made you this horny, Erica. Fuck. Dragging my ass.
You've never made her a hungry horse?
Never put your hand down and it felt like you were feeding a horse.
How do I throw the carrot at you?
I'm gonna tell you where to put that carrot here
Listen.
in 2 seconds.
That's why we have the carrot.
This
that one was a good one.
I just want you to know that Christian's parents listen to this podcast.
No,
Oh no!
my whole family does. It's cool.
As a current,
like,
but when
wait.
someone's named Christian and they say their parents, I automatically think that like fucking Joseph and Mary are her parents. Or like God and Mary, I guess. I don't know.
I don't remember how that worked.
Right.
Listen, this is great because I love Christian and Erica. Of course, they're my best friends, but they have only had relations with each other. So sometimes I'll
True.
say something, and they look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, "Oh, you've never had an equine pussy moment."
Okay. So here's the thing. I have, but like the way I just have never.
She has.
I've just
You
never
hear that?
heard it that way before, and I don't like that.
I'm something of a poet.
You guys, my husband makes me wet. Is that what you want me to say? Like,
It's more sticky than wet is the thing that I'm going
You
for.
don't. Hey, you don't have a Black Beauty? Is that what you're telling me? You don't have that. What's that one? What's the one that the Spider-Man guy rode? Don't be the flyer. What's the horse he rode?
Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit. Yep.
You never had a sea biscuit. Is that what you're telling me?
This moves him, and he now wants to fuck me.
Oh, that's all it took.
Easy done.
Sadly, we were living in the world of early 2021 where everything in our sleepy town closed at 10 due to coronavirus.
Can't fuck because of
Now,
COVID.
these legs. Sorry. Sorry.
He tells me he would love to share this experience with me, but that Walmart is closed and he doesn't have any condoms as he's been on a dry spell for a hot minute and gave them all to his younger brother before he met me. I roll over-
What?
Walmart is the only option.
I got
You can't find a Shell station.
hand-me-down condoms.
Oh my God. Get on DoorDash.
Yeah, someone to DoorDash some Trojans.
I roll over in the bed frustrated, sexually and emotionally. I mutter the fatal words, Safeway's still open. Which I thought was an innuendo to anal sex.
Yes,
But
that's what I thought.
I thought.
The store
No,
Safeway.
it's a grocery store, you
Oh.
weirdo. I immediately went to butt sex.
Yeah.
We
That is the normal Christian response, though.
The safe way.
Well,
God can't see
Other
you.
holes there.
what about my butt? Jesus, can't see that one.
We frantically get dressed and go to Safeway. I stay in the car and wait, wondering if I'm actually going to do this. I am. He comes out and tells about the condoms, trying to explain it and make sure I understand how everything works. Well, Reddit, we did the devil's tango that night, first thing in the morning, and then the next night.
Oh,
However, in the third array of secret pow pow time, like you shouldn't have sex.
You can tell
were
they
not
haven't had much
emotionally
sex.
mature enough.
I was gonna say, hey, if you can't just say sex, you gotta call it pow time.
My punishment. Oh, sorry.
You're like kind of speaking over some people. I feel like you were not allowed to say pow time.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
That's I didn't even think of that.
yeah, no, that's not a good one.
However, in the third array, the condom broke. Did I say that already?
No.
Oh, okay. My punishment from God has been served. I took a plan B, but started to experience serious pain.
Oh my God, that's what I call my kid is the punishment from God.
It's better than plan B, I guess.
I call my kid Plan C.
My son, punishment from God.
And my daughter, Plan B.
Serious pain. It hurt when I peed. I was constantly in pain. My boyfriend swore up and down that he had always used condoms in his sexual excursions. I went to the doctors and told them what happened, and they ran a full STD test, yeast infection, bacterial vaginitis, and UTI test. Thank God, only a UTI. However,
Okay.
this continued to happen every time we got freaky deaky.
Are you peeing
Got
after
a
sex?
dirty dick.
I wasn't having bad hygiene. I was peeing within minutes after the good old devil's tango.
All right.
If we did the deed right before my period, I went through extremely painful period. My boyfriend questioned if it was because of the condoms. I brushed him off.
Oh,
After a few more painful UTIs, some gyno appointments.
it'll happen. That happens.
I had an allergy to a tampon. I swelled up like a balloon. So it could happen.
You
That's
would
a
not
nightmare. That's an absolute nightmare.
I was like, what is happening?
What could this mean?
It felt like, you ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Have I seen him? I look like him.
You know when they drink that fizzy lifting juice and they got to burp to get themselves down? I was like, what do I have to do to get this to go down? I don't know how to make that happen on command. Queef.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Vile.
I'm glad you said it. I was sitting here like, do I say it?
No,
Do I
you
say the
don't.
word?
After a few more painful UTIs, some gyno appointments, and a weird combo with the doctor who told me it doesn't look like I've been having UTIs by the medical records, my boyfriend made the choice that we were to stop all sexual activities. No UTIs, no pain, nothing. Good. So I'm allergic to sex? Sounds about right. I'm being punished by God. Makes total sense.
I thought she was getting away from.
She's in the midst of it.
She was, and then she got punished by God for having sex. And I was kind of like,
That's a good point.
Hard to
Yep.
run away from.
Yep.
We decide one night to go at it. Pain. Instantly. He questions again if I'm allergic to condoms. I told him I don't think so, but that in my allergy testing as a kid, I was never tested for latex. So I could be.
I was never tested for condoms as a child.
I feel like if you had enough allergies as a kid to get an allergy panel done,
Yeah.
you should your first thought should probably be like, I'm probably allergic to this too.
True.
You would think, right?
I feel like most kids, when they have an allergy panel done, they're just like, oh fuck, you're allergic to everything. It's
You
never
do,
like
it's so
one
much
thing.
Shit's popping up here we didn't even know you could be allergic
Yeah.
to. And look at it.
No more sex for a while, and I'm doing good. Finally, we decided to try something new. Raw sex.
Okay.
Oh, God. So we're going in the
Scandalous.
butt.
I
The
know.
safe way.
As they
Nothing.
intended.
Nothing. No pain. I wait a few hours. Nothing. The next morning, no pain. That night, nothing. We have sex with no condoms a few more times, and nothing. I sheepishly admit to him that I believe condoms were the issue this whole time. He told me that, but I told him I thought it was weird that I'd never had any allergic reactions to Band-Aids. Then it hits me. I feel so stupid. I break out in rashes from Band-Aids.
I've never had a reaction to a Band-Aid except all those times that I did.
Band-Aids have never given me a UTI before.
So
I've never put them on my vagina, but I don't know. I feel like
the correlation.
I've always associated the rashes with the adhesive, not the Band-Aids. I haven't gone to a doctor's to confirm my theory of being allergic to latex, but at the end of the day, I no longer have any pain post-sex or any UTI/yeast infection symptoms.
I just had a conversation with two women that I'm friends with, and one of them was
Flex.
like, "Oh, I feel like I'm allergic to my husband's sperm." And I was like,
Whoa.
how do you think that? And she's like, because it burns when he comes inside me. And I was like, that fucking sucks.
Mountain Dew.
That sucks a lot.
He's got
They
a knockdown.
figured it out, and it turns out that if he ate spicy food,
Whoa.
it would
That's
burn
for
her.
real.
So he would
Yes.
stop eating spicy foods if they were gonna
Yeah.
Whoa.
do dirty stuff. So
And guess how I knew that? Guess how I knew the ending?
she's a whore. No. Have you ever done the pineapple thing?
Sure.
I think we've tried it, but I don't ever think it did anything.
Josh
I
is
never
like,
noticed the difference.
Yeah.
What? What?
Oh.
No, you've never noticed, Christian?
I don't think I was eating enough pineapple or something.
You gotta eat a whole pineapple.
I drank the juice of a pineapple.
Oh, that's smarter.
And I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
Honestly,
like if anybody would lie about that shit, it would be Shane, to be
Like,
honest.
I hardly shower. My husband is like, great. Cordon blissy is what you got. but I have tried the pineapple thing, and I don't know. I guess I don't know. I've never tried it on myself, but
That's fair.
I think I've said this on the show before, but I dated somebody who was allergic to nuts. And if I would eat nuts when I wasn't going to be around her for a while, like if she went back home or something, but if we had sex and she came into contact with my semen, she would get a slight anaphylactic reaction.
really?
Shut up!
That show was wild. Can you
Yep.
open that for me?
That is fucking crazy.
Wait, Erica, you knew about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a podcast. What do you mean? We know everything about each other.
We're best friends. Tells me everything.
It was wild.
The story was wild. I wasn't there.
Well, you're there in spirit.
Somebody had to be there to administer an EpiPen if she
Well, I got
I was
scared.
willing to be that person.
I didn't want to hurt her.
I wonder though, because like I'm allergic to cats, like to the point where if I'm around a cat,
I don't
long
like
enough,
where this is
I
going.
don't like where this is going either.
it will close my throat. I've always wondered if that was like something I needed to worry about. So when I go to the doctor and like, do you have any allergies? And I'm like, cats, and they're like, we don't have cats.
We don't
here."
give a fuck about cats.
Oh man, the new intern is gonna be so pissed. It's a cat in his doctor suit.
Yeah, what? The doctor turns around. He's like, "Well, how about that? Your life, bitch."
Just always put down what you're allergic to.
And that's where that's the PSA.
Yeah.
Let us hit a quick ad break, and then we will be back in a second. How about that?
Fun.
And welcome back on this side of that ad
We're
break.
back. Sorry, I was making so much money on that ad break.
It's the monocle. It had to come back out.
Yeah, we're on the new half of the episode.
See how long you can keep it in this time.
Oh, don't worry, I got such narrow
This is
little
by the
eyes.
boulevard.
It almost fell out right there. I muscled it back into place.
On this side of
Muscular
the
muscle.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, fuck.
And it's gone.
It didn't last long.
on this side of the show, if you're new here, we do a little thing where
You'll nail it. Hey,
We do
well,
it-
how about
Tell me about that circle.
I would
jerk.
love to tell everybody about the circle jerk. Now, Erica, you mentioned earlier that Christian and I went with our friend Luis down to Nashville.
Oh, yes.
And while we are not very big social butterflies, that doesn't stop other people in Nashville from talking to us.
Literally, Christian comes home and I'm like, oh, how was your trip? Like, tell me what happened. He's like, you'll have to wait till Friday.
It's
He wouldn't fucking tell me anything.
I hate when she does that shit to me.
This is going to be everything that happened. And it's
Gotta save it for the pod.
this is something that we're calling pissed connections. So it's like missed connections, but these people were piss drunk and they just came up to us and spilled it all.
Oh, were you recognized?
No. No, I wish. It would have actually been a lot better.
Random dudes in the bar.
So we were
That was why.
we were at a karaoke bar on Broadway in Nashville called Wannabes, which I think is where like people who actually want to be singers go and sing, because everybody there was so good. We were like, the mic has to have auto-tune for like 8 singers in a row, and then somebody went up and they were so bad, and we're like, nope, they were all just really good.
It really was to the point where it's like, this can't be true. This is impossible.
So this guy comes up to us and we just comes at our table. He's like, mind if I be here? And we're like, sure. And he's like, hi, I'm Steven. He's from Michigan. And picture a divorced white guy from Michigan, about 40 years old. You got it. He's
Got it.
He's the most upper middle class white 40-year-old recently divorced guy. Except he
Yeah.
wasn't divorced, because Steven left his wife in March. He retired at 40. He called his wife a gold digger multiple times. Has a new boyfriend. She does.
Oh,
So he moved to
that's less exciting.
He moved to Nashville without divorcing her. He just up and left.
Without divorcing her?
That's what he said.
Last time he did
That's what the stranger told us.
Last time he did karaoke, he said a hot blonde jumped up on stage and danced with him. That's how good he was.
He was so good that he got a lady to come out of the crowd and dance with him on stage.
Wow.
I'd love to see what his hot blonde looks.
That's how I felt when he
It's fine. It's
when he
fine.
said this. I was like,
Everybody's hot in their own right.
fair enough.
He said he does better in front of large crowds, which just means you're not good. He got picked up by a pretty big band in Myrtle Beach a couple years ago, toured for a year, and then his knee gave out due to cellulitis, and now he is still recovering.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He's gonna be on his way to a motorcycle gang with the mayor in no time. I
Yep.
swear.
He is.
I've heard this story before.
He asked us if we were going to sing anything tonight. And I said, nah, everybody's been too good. We would embarrass ourselves. And he said, oh, I'm going to bring this place down. And then he proceeded to do the worst version of Be My Baby Tonight by John Michael Montgomery you have ever heard. It was so bad. So bad.
Love that.
He came back, said bye, and left.
Hey,
Oh my God.
so polite to say goodbye.
He didn't even
that's
finish his
nice.
drink though. It was insane. He came in, got a drink, drank half of it, sang a karaoke song, and then left. And it's like, what a weird thing to do.
It was like, and it was like, I don't even think he was that drunk. He was just clearly so depressed. He's like, I need to talk to somebody. And just would not stop talking to us.
Your top hats, because I imagine you had them on then.
Yeah, of course.
You're who I want to talk to.
So the next night we were over on
Printer's Alley.
Printer Alley. Yeah, Printer's Alley. And we were in this blues bar. It was super fucking sick. And the band was performing a cover. Well, we'll get to it. This lady, we didn't get her name. She told us so much, never got her name. So we're going to call her Cindy. Picture a 50-year-old white woman named Cindy. You got it.
All right.
Blonde, lives in Nashville. You understand. She was insistent that Luis and Christian and I had never heard the song they were playing because we were so young. The song Superstitious by Stevie Wonder.
What?
One of the most popular songs in the world.
I had to Shazam it. I had no idea what it was.
And so we tried telling her that we had heard it, and she goes, oh yeah, well then sing it. And I was like, well, I only know the chorus. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know, very superstitious.
Do me a favor and tell me like what Kids Bop it was on. Remember, visualize appropriately.
It was just, and like the thing is, Cindy, God bless her, she did not understand personal space. And it was very loud in there, to be fair. She was this far away from our faces the entire time. Like,
I have to let you know that is my fucking nightmare. I cannot stand. I'm like, I understand we're in a bar and it's loud, but you please get the fuck out of my
Certainly
face.
don't need to be that close. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I can't.
so she sits down at her table, and it was a packed bar. They had a table and we were standing up. And she comes back up to us and starts talking about how pumped she is that the 1980s are coming back fashion-wise. She was so excited for it. She says, quote, I'm 50, young, and almost dead.
Sounds like a contradiction, but
That's such a drunk old lady thing to say, though.
She said she has a son around our age, and then she goes, you guys look like you're around 22. And we're like, nope.
That's what you say.
yeah,
Yes.
We are 30.
We are 22.
Yeah,
I was in LA. I thought I was 23, and I was like, switch those numbers around, baby. God, I appreciate you so much.
She then goes on an extremely, probably 5-minute long story about what she's going to wear when the 1980s come back. And it's going to be a jean Guess shirt with a lot of pockets, shoulder pads. She's going to be smoking Virginia Slims, drinking Goldschlager.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you
Well,
could
who is
you
it?
could do those things now.
That's what I said. I was like, you could just do that.
Those are all.
I thought that we were in the 90s. Are we not?
I thought we were in the early 2000s. I keep seeing like the big round sequined like purses and
Y2K
Yeah.
is making
Yeah.
coming back.
that's what I thought as well.
The
I was like, we're
low-rise
not near
pants.
the 80s, lady, and you're gonna die soon. You said it yourself.
I will never go back to low rise pants. You could not. I can't.
No, don't do that. Don't
My
do
butt
that
crack
again.
couldn't handle it.
My kid belly? No.
The scars that I have now.
Can't hack it.
She used to drive a brand new two-toned 87 Beretta with pinstripes and a subwoofer in the trunk. And I do need to reiterate, we were not asking a single question.
No.
We did not ask a single thing about our life.
You think you forgot the 30-disc CD changer?
Oh yeah, the subwoofer in the trunk with a 30-disc stereo.
30?
Yeah, she then said she stole her now husband, and then points across the bar and says, "That short guy over there, wave at him." And then we all waved at him. I mean, he was the sweetest little short guy.
Yeah.
Did you feel at home with him?
Well, I was wearing
That's
my
fucked up.
platforms.
Got it.
He was
Well,
like,
I need to know. I've stood next to Christian in person.
yeah,
So Josh, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9". I'm like an inch shorter than Erica.
Oh, hell
Okay,
yeah.
you're taller than you're
Than us.
You're allowed to be in charge.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You're
I
good.
got
You're
real
good,
nervous when we
Phil.
met them because in real life, and because literally the day before I was listening to your newest episode and you said something about how you're the tall friend, and I was like, oh fuck, is she gonna be taller than me? No, she's not.
No,
Not even
just
close.
Corinne and Sabrina from Two Girls, One Ghost are also tiny little babies like me. Like we're all like
Yeah.
5'3" and under. We're so small.
I just said in our
So
fourth
Jeri was the biggest,
in our
but
fourth-
she's not that tall.
fourth anniversary episode. In our fourth anniversary episode, I said that like if we're with Erica, Erica's in charge.
You are.
But if Corinne and Sabrina, I'm in charge.
You have to be.
And if we're with our manager, mommy Maggie, she's in charge.
Maggie was in charge all the time. She's like 5'10". She's got
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, if you're taller, you're in charge. You're
I don't
the
like
adult.
that. I don't like being in charge. Well, it depends on what it is, but
You did good at my
Oh.
wedding. You did really good at my. Oh, hey, yeah. Whoa.
She's like, "Oh, see this kid who? I'm the Toby Maguire."
no, I've never had a friend taller than me until recently. I'm friends with a girl that's 6'1".
Nice.
It's
That's
it's
hot.
the best.
Yeah, that is-
It's the best.
That is hot because I love someone who can carry the power and responsibility.
Yes.
It needs to happen.
She points at her husband. And she says he was a lifeguard and a looker, and I said he still is, and she says, yeah.
Wow.
His then girlfriend, when she met her husband when they were teenagers, was a girl with no boobs, athletic build. She was a swimmer. It was cool back then to date someone who looked like a boy. Now it wasn't cool back then to date someone who looked like a boy. Now it kind of is. A little
I
problematic.
take offense to that.
A little problematic, Cindy. We didn't ask a single question. I do need to reiterate that.
Damn it, Cindy. I feel bad.
This was unprompted.
She stole him, and then that swimmer keyed her car, the brand new 1987 Beretta. Her dad owned the body shop, and he was pissed. She then asked Luis what he does for work. She asked if he was an influencer, just straight up like, what do you do for work? Are you an influencer?
That's very funny.
And he said no, but they are, and pointed at me and Christian. And she said to me, "You're a TikTok influencer?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Do you think I could be an influencer?" And I said, "Yeah, anybody could be an influencer."
I'm feeling heavily influenced by you right now, Cindy.
Then she went to Christian and asked him the same thing, and he said, "Yeah." And then that's when it spins into the most. I checked out of the conversation and came back in and heard something about Africa, and I was like, "Huh?" And so now
What?
I will tell you how the story
It
got
gets
there.
weird.
Started to tell Christian how cute his gap tooth was, and
Nice.
Aw.
Hang on.
and she would
Love
like
the rain
if
in Africa.
if we were getting yelled at by this drunk woman. And so if we ever tried to do the like, yeah, and like, look, she would grab our shoulders and be like, "I'm still talking to
I was
you."
going to say, the worst part is
That's
she would
so
grab my shirt.
awkward.
She would grab my shirt to
Yeah.
like pull me in and talk closer to me. I was like,
I just grabbed you by the nipples.
Hey, you look at me in my face right now.
the one time she grabbed me by like the corner of my shirt, and I swear to God, she like caught my nipple. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
It was grazed.
Eye contact. Now, you bitch.
She said if Christian went to Africa, and then she paused and she said, "I read a lot," and I read this. In Africa, gap teeth means affluence.
Okay.
And the
Congratulations. Congratulations.
The pause of I read a lot. I read this, knowing that she was about to say something kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
She didn't understand us trying to tell her that his parents spent a lot of money to fix his teeth, and then he didn't wear his retainer, and that's how he got here. So like, she was just like,
man.
you tried to fix that? And we're like, yeah, braces. And she's like, what? They spent so much money? And we're like, lady. then
You were born to speak out, baby.
we ended the conversation. Then she gave us their table and left. So that was awesome.
That was cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, front row, that
I
was
still
awesome.
want to fight her because
And the last one, very.
Comment alone.
yes, that's my thing to compliment him on. I like the gap tooth. You don't get to like it. Get out of here.
Hey, get in there. You fucking. I almost said dominate your man, but that would have been weird.
Dominate me,
Sorry, I almost got weird.
Erica.
Do you want to say like one of the weirdest offensive comments we've ever gotten about your teeth?
I don't even remember it.
Somebody left it was a while ago. Somebody left a comment that was like, I hope Christian never fixes his fucked up teeth because it's doing a lot to the fucked up teeth community. But like
Hey.
they meant it as a compliment to be like, it gives me power, like because
I'm
I have
here.
a gap tooth. But it was the most insane comment I've ever.
I'm
read.
here
Forgot
for my
about that.
fucked up teeth brethren. Where's
Hey,
my fucked
listen,
up teeth
one time-
fellows?
One time after I got surgery on my chin because my chins were. Listen, I had a lot of chins. I had extra chins, and I needed to get rid of some of them. So I had surgery on it, and Jeri didn't tell me until we were, I'm pretty sure, going up to get my wedding dress fitted. And I had surgery on it. But when you do that, it swells a little bit, okay, for an episode or two after. And I had said that, but people on TikTok didn't know.
Right.
Jeri's like, I didn't want to do this, but someone did leave a comment. And they were like, will the girl with the black hair please get her thyroid checked out? I was like, hey, it's just my big chin.
I felt like that was a fine thing to tell you because we had DMs from a person who was sending me plastic surgeons for rhinoplasty.
They are so
Oh my
mean to us.
God.
And I didn't even have my nose done. They were just like, I know you didn't, but you should.
Oh my God.
Maybe
Just
look
for
into
a
it.
little food for thought. The prices are reasonable.
Listen,
On
I'm
principle, no, on principle alone, I'm gonna get it bigger.
just to
I
spite
got a
you.
nose job, and now it's huge.
I am sure that I get hate comments. The boys don't let me see it. I don't go looking for them.
There's never been
I've
one.
never
That's
seen any
so
of them.
sweet.
Right? There's
That's
not a
so
single
sweet.
one.
You've
Look at
never
her.
had one.
I'm
Never
sure that
Never
there
one.
is. I'm sure that
Not
there
one.
is, but
You
I don't
need
see
to.
it, and
Let me tell you.
I'm very grateful for them for hiding it from me because my mental health cannot.
I was gonna say we're two people who don't have two men to hide it from. We go looking and we find them so fast.
So
No,
sorry for
no
you.
lie. A little bit of me is doing it as like a self-harm thing. Sometimes I just feel sad, and I'm like, I am a piece of shit. Let me just validate this. And then they tell me, and I'm like, I know. You're saying all the things I know about myself.
You're not saying anything
I am a
new.
stupid big thyroid having bitch.
This last one you asked earlier if we got recognized. So this last
Hell
one
yeah.
is we didn't get his name. This was a much shorter. This is at a different karaoke bar in Printers Alley.
See, we just got recognized at dinner.
We did.
This is
you?
fucked up.
We did.
We did get recognized once in Nashville, and it was just somebody walking by, and they were just like,
Podcast.
"You're the podcast people," and we're like, "Uh huh," and then they just kept walking. We're like, "I could have said hi."
No photos, please. No photos as they're walking away.
Please.
So this last guy, we didn't get his name, but we named him Austin. And picture a like 24-year-old, way too like modernly dressed gay guy named Austin. Like for Nashville, everybody else in Nashville is just wearing flannel. This
Okay.
guy was
Yep.
like, "Oh, you look like a 24-year-old dude from a city."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And so his name is Austin. Accidentally bumped into Luis super hard at the table. Like super hard. and he was a very animated talker. He just immediately big arm movements, very big arm movements.
Okay.
And he starts describing how he accidentally stumbled, and he's talking to Luis, and he stops mid-sentence and just mouth agape, drops, locks Christian straight in the eyes, pauses for like 3 seconds, and then he goes, and he starts smiling. He just goes, and then he just goes right into back into describing how he accidentally bumped into Luis.
I was sitting there going, "It's happening! It's happening! It's happening! It's happening!" It wasn't
I
You think
happening.
you were gonna get recognized?
Yeah.
I thought this was the biggest reaction I've ever gotten before.
It was so clearly a holy shit, I recognize you face it was the perfect edge of like, yeah, I didn't mean to bump into you, man. I'm so sorry.
That was right between Christian's teeth. And
Well, hello.
I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna give it to you.
He's starts to walk away, and we at this point had already been writing this down, and I was like, fuck, Luis, get his name. He's like, hey, what's your name? Dude didn't stop, kept walking out. Best part of the story, didn't bump into Luis. He bumped into a different guy. He was just really adamant that he bumped into Luis super hard.
Love
what? He
that.
could pretend to come over and talk to you guys?
No,
There was somebody like behind Luis that he bumped into, but
Yeah.
he thought it was Luis. I don't know.
they were trying to leave, and it was
I bet it was a ploy. If someone is that dressed to the nines, there is intentionality behind everything that they do.
maybe.
Unless you're really drunk.
No.
I've been really drunk and dressed to the nines, and I'm bumping into fucking everybody on
Okay,
accident.
that was
I
Pissed Connections, folks. It was a fun little trip to Nashville.
Yeah,
It was a blast.
Very good.
This one will probably
I'm supposed to.
Us too.
this one will probably be the last one to read tonight on the main episode here, and it's a vile one. I had to get one in, folks.
We had
Hell
to get
yeah.
one in.
I had other
Goodness.
ones, but the episode's
Sorry.
going long, and so here we go.
I can read
It's
it.
not
happens
that.
with us. So
It's-
sorry.
It's not that vile. It's just kind of silly, goofy. This is from Teddy, a Reddit story
Off
from
submitter.
Teddy.
Off submitter.
Off submitter Teddy. He always sends in the fucking freakiest little shit. Feel free to use my name. Just got a banger off the subreddit about a dude who accidentally blank, and I don't want to spoil. Today I fucked up by offending my girlfriend's friends. Okay, Reddit, here for a little bit of advice. I, male 28, India, have been dating my girlfriend, female 26, Sweden, for about 2 years. She is my first girlfriend
Really unique names.
I have had and have never hooked up with a girl before that. So a lot of things are a bit new to me. We went on a trip with her girlfriends. It was a fun experience, and I got to know her friends a bit better. On one of the nights, the girls were playing Truth or Dare. My girlfriend had gone to bed early,
Oh no.
and one of the girls was asked to demo her favorite blowjob style. She did this thing where she uses both of her hands in a twisting motion while sucking.
So she saw the grapefruit video.
Both of her hands.
Erica, I know exactly what
dainty
video you're talking
hands.
about.
The grapefruit method?
I love that Erica gives an example, and then Christian's like, "What do you mean? I never experienced that in my life. Not one time."
This is true.
It's like, oh, I've seen it.
No, I've definitely used that method.
We've never had a grapefruit.
No, it's fine. We don't need to
They're
talk
out of
about
season,
it.
you're right.
Grapefruit are better one time.
It's just
No pineapple, no grapefruit, no key lime pie.
It's just so funny because that's also just like the meme answer of like, oh, how do I suck a dick? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this guy's like, holy fuck, that's how they suck a dick.
What the heck?
Not.
You're
Fine.
lucky if I look at your dick.
Sorry. It doesn't happen like that.
She did this. All of the girls there started talking about how that's their go-to move, etc. I asked what they were doing and said my girlfriend gives the best BJs, as my girl usually just uses her thumb and index finger at the base while sucking.
It's like a tiny violin.
Even
Hey, you ever
Even-
tried to open a trash bag? That's what she was doing.
even if you have a massive dick, even if you're like a porn star like Mandingo, holding it like this is so funny. like you're it's such a funny way to hold a penis.
It's a sophisticated, elegant way to hold a penis,
Pinky out.
Josh.
Pinky pinky out.
better have that pinky out is what I know.
It's like you're smoking a cigarette British style. You know what I mean?
Smoking that pole.
Exactly. I told her friends this, and there was just a bit of awkward silence and some laughter. And I don't understand why. Was I being rude?
Oh,
I have not brought it up to my girlfriend yet. They definitely have.
they have.
But I want to. Do you guys have any advice on how I can bring it up? Also, how do I tell her about this new technique? Maybe an idea for a text I can send my girlfriend.
Oh my!
Just send her the grapefruit video and be and thoughts.
Yep.
The grapefruit video.
No.
Okay, it's a woman who's
Well-
like talking about how she's gonna, but she cuts a hole in the grapefruit and then she shows you how to do it.
We'll watch it on the bonus episode if you guys want to stick around.
Could we? I do want to stay.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
will.
Because
Yeah,
Watch
it
it.
is graphic.
it is
I'll
graphic.
tell you. So you guys are familiar, if we're talking videos, of the Two Girls One Cup video.
I've
Are
never
we?
seen it.
So,
I've never
we're
seen
gonna
it, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I've never seen it either. Though, okay, are you familiar with the fact that I shit myself at my junior homecoming?
No.
Okay, well that's a good story. Eventually,
I
we'll
pooped-
tell it to you.
I pooped my pants at homecoming, and I
Not
stayed.
fully.
Happens
not
to the best of us.
And you stayed? You didn't go
She
home?
got rid of the underwear. She got rid of the
No, I didn't.
evidence.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's right. You just dumped them out.
I emptied it out. I wiped it as best I could, and I went to the dance. Okay, but then I spent the
Trooper.
night at someone's house after. And when I was at the house after, didn't go home. I didn't have a separate pair of clothes. I'm
You had to
laying on the
sleep
couch
in your homecoming dress?
who danced with my poopy ass all night. Okay, and for some reason, this group of kids. This group of juniors in high school all decide to watch the Two Girls One Cup video, but my boyfriend at the time covered my eyes.
Oh,
And so he was allowed to watch it, but I wasn't. Because he was like,
Sorry,
"This is
baby.
inappropriate."
You don't need to see this girl.
He saved
I'll
you
be
from.
like- Okay, I do have a question
I've
here
never
that I've
seen any
never
videos.
asked you on our podcast. That homecoming dress, was that the one that I borrowed from you then?
Yes.
Shit.
oh,
Wore it. She never told me until we were older that she
that's so funny.
That's really funny. That's
Very
right up
good.
our alley. This is.
and that's on being poor.
I feel that.
That dress was $7.
You thought
Hell yeah.
you thought you had shitty hand-me-downs?
Yeah. I had literal shit.
Love that for you.
Well,
For the both of you, really.
yeah,
Thank you.
one for the ages.
Yeah.
Incredible. What do you guys got going on? What do you got to plug? Are you going on tour again?
Well, are we allowed to plug?
I don't know if we're allowed to
Okay,
talk
we might
about
have
it
to. We might have to cut this.
Okay.
Glee, we don't know yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got some things in the works. So where can they follow you to keep informed on
I
your
hate
up and coming
this part.
events?
I'm like, honestly, don't follow me. I have
We
anxiety.
are butt shit at this part.
You can follow us, Ladies and Tangents, anywhere, I think.
Ladies and Tangents,
Keep up
on
to date
any platform, and then also Instagram, Patreon. We
Yeah.
got friggin' what the fuck
Our
are we
website
on?
is ladiesandtangents.com.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually update it with information that's pertinent to you.
And then YouTube and anywhere you can listen to us. That's where we are.
It's
Ladies
so
and
funny.
Tangents.
You guys are butt shit at this because when I was on the last Mother's Day episode, didn't even mention that I was on the Judgies at all. We didn't talk about. I think you said you
implied.
said it's Erica from the
Heavily
Judgies,
implied.
and that was it. That's the only time
Yep.
I talked about my shit,
Do your own
Oh,
research,
sorry.
fuckers.
which is partially my fault too. But we were just vibing. We were having a good time. So
Well, that's what normally happens is that we feel like we're just with friends, and then like a part of it kicks in where we're like, "Hey, baby,
Oh,
this is
fuck,
a
this
job.
is a job.
This is kind of your job."
Business. Fuck.
So we are going to say, let us know. You can cut this if you want from the actual, but let us know when you release this because we already recorded for Tuesday's episode, but we
Oh, yeah,
will
yeah,
shout
yeah.
it out on our regular episode because we did kind of tease it, did we not? In the last
Oh, yes,
one.
because somebody mentioned the Judgies.
And we
And
were
then
like,
we
"Oh,
were
the
like,
judge is so weird. You might want to be tuning in there." But yeah, so let us know whenever you release this, and we'll we'll say it in our episode as well.
I think
This
it's
has been such a fucking long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we want to do it again, truly, if you want us.
Yeah, oh, yes,
obviously.
please.
Oh, I mean, I'm just like,
Yes.
saying we will. But
It would stink if
If
we
you
had to
want
figure
back,
out
we'll be
logistics to do a live one. Well, in-person one.
Hey.
it would suck.
That would be so freaking
I would
fun.
love that.
That would be so
Love
fun.
Erica, where can they find us?
Oh shit, yeah. We are the Judgies Pod, and you can find us at Judgies Pod on all social media platforms: Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, X, Blueski. You know, all the things. Just fucking Google it. And if you want to send in your own listener submitted story, you can do that at judgiespod@gmail.com. We have a website. I don't know if we're doing anything with that yet.
I didn't even show this off on the
It's a
episode.
smudge now. He has a mustache, right?
I had a mustache on my finger.
And he drew a mustache on his finger.
I forgot about
I
it.
just want you to know. I think that you're all about our age, but like the amount of friends I have that legitimately tattooed on their fingers because of the
Unfortunately.
early 2000s movement of that shit.
Have you
man.
heard that?
You really hope you're rubbing your fingers together. Get rid of it quick.
Have you heard that mushrooms
Yeah,
are
there.
this generation's mustache?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Stolen valor, if you ask me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we're gonna go on and do a.
Weekly bonus episode.
We will catch you on the flip flop later. Thank you for being on the show.
And go
Jeri
check out
Ciara.
Thank you for
Ladies and
having
Tangents
us.
too. Thank you for finally coming on. Like,
Guys,
Love
thanks
that.
for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
That's
coming.
Hey,
Yeah.
we love to
do.
come. We do so much.
Fuck, I miss it by so much.
have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Fuck, I missed it by so much.
It was by a lot.
There was a
really
lot of
bad.
talking going on, and I didn't want to miss it, and then I did miss it.
How embarrassing.
Hugs and pisses. Love you. Bye.